Hey there, BookTube, Noah, everyone who reads the Must Converses a channel. Nice to see everyone, for sure. And happy Friday. What a Friday it's been, for sure. So I'm still kind of messing with my setup here. Let's see how it goes. It looks all right to me. Let me know how it looks to you guys out there. And so I've just been covered up. The last couple of weeks have been such crazy reading for me because really Infinite Jest um took over everything. I mean, I just thought I just thought too much about and Infinite Jest requires it. David Foster Wallace is thinking too much. It's always this overthinking, all this kind of stuff. Hey Greg, happy Friday, brother. So I've just been, but the last 300 or 400 pages of Infinite Jest really fell in love with one of the characters. It's an amazing character that is conjured up by David Foster Wallace and what he does with it. Hey Lexa, happy Friday for sure. Hey John, howdy howdy. Thanks for coming by. Happy Friday for sure. Harfoot Fallahide, hello. Thank you for coming by. And I don't know if I saw you by any other Friday, so just saying, hey, thank you for coming by and all that. Tyler the Falcon is in the house. Pavio at attention for sure. Lady Jane Books, Bookworm, what's up? Hello. Hey, buddy. Um, if you're the Bookworm that just put out, I just watched a video from you um earlier, earlier today. And you called out From Hell by Alan Moore, which is an amazing work. I still have that one sitting over here that I haven't worked through all the way, but my buddy Tom LA Books, there you go. Hey Tom, happy Friday. He was a great overthinker. That's for sure. He was definitely a great overthinker. Hey Trish, nice to see you. Happy Friday. So I have finished Infinite Jest. I'm gonna do um some talk with another booktuber. Full spoilers, everything, just getting at it. I'm gonna do that this weekend. It's gonna be Daniel Backer. His YouTube channel is called Off the Wall Novels. I'll put it in the chat right now. And he is an awesome booktuber. And he loves David Foster Wallace. And he's told me, he goes, I've thought of Infinite Jest for over a decade now, and I love it. It's amazing. Let's talk about it. And I said, okay, I'll bring the fresh perspective. Just read it, don't have a lot of thoughts formulated yet, and so we're gonna go at it this weekend. David Foster Wallace, Infinite Jest, baby, and as you can see, this is a different edition than I read through, right? I read through my sky blue, right? So there might be some giveaway action on the um on the discussion that we do because I don't even know. I'm just gonna let him run the discussion and I'm gonna give him my take as as we go through it because there's so much to talk about. If he can guide the conversation and formulate conversation a bit, then I'm all about it because it's tough. It's a huge, amazing work. Hey, Ineffable, happy Friday. Nice to see you for sure. Hey, Moon Palm, Nancy, thank you for coming by. Happy Friday for sure. So I've talked Infinite Jest a little bit, and I'll talk about it more. I mean, there's so much that I could say about Infinite Jest, but I'm not trying to say a whole lot. There you go, Steve. The giveaway that you've been waiting for. The giveaway you've been dreaming of. That's too funny. Um, yeah, I can't wait. We'll see how it goes. There are some really good fantasies out there. So, howling fantods. That's right. Very cool. I definitely will check out some more, uh Infinite Jest stuff, especially when if I'm gonna revisit this story. It's so big. It's so wild. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's really a lot. And I'm gonna keep my head about me. Because it was grueling. It was. Nice. Very cool, Alexa. Um, let me know. Let me know. Um, so I was out today and I found an edition of something that I was looking for a very, very long time. Maybe 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I let this book, lent it to a friend. And of course, it's an amazing book and I never got it back. And I've been looking for it ever since. The book in question is the first edition of Elric's Song of the Black Sword. This combines 6 different Elric stories. It's awesome. I love Elric. What a cool character. You can see we got Elric of Melnibone, the Fortress of the Pearl, the Sailor of the Seas of Fate, the Dreaming City, While the Gods Laugh, and the Singing Citadel in this one. And I love the cover. And these editions are really, really sharp. I mean, the next is Elric's Stealer of Souls, and I've had this for a long time and kept it, you know. Hey, Christina, nice to see you. Um, Elric is just a cool character. So, but I do love these editions. And here we go. So this is the Sleeping Sorceress, the Revenge of the Rose, the Stealer of Souls, Kings in Darkness, Caravan of Forgotten Dreams, and Stormbringer. And the Stealer of Souls is the kind of thing that Elric gets this title, but it's from his sword, this evil demonic sword that consumes the soul of the person that he kills, slays with the sword. And so he gets the rep of being this kind of demon, evil, right? But Elric is not like inherently evil. It's just what he needs to do to survive. He's a very, very cool character. So I'm so happy that I found this right here, this edition again, because I wanted to keep the same editions, and I was so kind of let down when I lost it. Hey, Lady Jane Books, happy Friday! Thanks for coming by. Yeah. No, you can't. You cannot trade. All thing everything on my channel is non-negotiable. I'm sure you understand that, Steve. It's non-negotiable. It's just my way or no way, right? So, but I will give you the choice of which Infinite Jest volume you want. If you want this one or if you want the one that I read. Because I don't care. I'll just have one sitting on the shelf to revisit. But okay, I'm not getting into it. Elric is the sick albino guy. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've read those Elric volumes before. This one here came off my shelves. Like I've owned this for a long time. And I had this for a very, very long time, but I had given it to a friend. And when I gave it to him, they never gave it back. And I lost touch with them, and then that was it. So I was really happy to find it again. Thank you, Christina, for sure. Some of the yeah, his it's done very, very well. Hey Spinelli speaks. That's Danny. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming by. And happy Friday. For sure. Y'all are great. I've just started. That's right. Hey, Lonely Bookshelf. I've just started. I've only been going like 10 minutes, maybe 12. So no big deal. We're just hanging out. Thanks for seeing everybody. That's for sure. Nice. Very cool, Steve. I love it. You've never heard of this before? Well, hey, I'm dropping the new, right? Happy Friday, everybody. It's been a wild week. So I am getting into some really crazy stuff next year. If going into, you know, I didn't expect to go into David Foster Wallace as much as I did this year. It wasn't planned, that kind of thing wasn't. But I had never read a lot of it, and I knew when I bought Infinite Jest that I was going to read it. Like then. That's why I didn't buy it before. Because I was like, man, if I buy it, I'm just going to read it. And it's going to be a time sink, and I'm not going to, you know, um, a Friday Night Live next week on Christmas Eve. Oh my God. I haven't even thought about it. So, we'll see. That might be fun though. I might do something totally different. Why not, and keep it fun. It's been a year. That's for sure. It's been a freaking year. Nice. Greg is in the know. See what's up? Very cool, Christina. Yeah. Hey, Jack. Happy Friday, brother. Nice to see you. So I'm getting into some real rarefied territory in 2022. And I'm not gonna push it hard. I don't want to brand the channel under, esoterica and occult, Kabbalah, things like that. But I am reading this right here, right? The Zohar. I'm gonna read that in 2022. And when I do, it's gonna be um a very cool thing. And I'm looking for a life-changing experience in um coming into contact with really, really esoteric, deep teachings, right? And so it's going to be fun. It's going to be really, really great. But I'm going to soft launch it. I'm going to soft play it on the channel. This material is not for everybody. And when it comes down to it, I'm not trying to kind of push it. When it comes down to it, I just want to experience it for myself. And I will, kind of give out whatever of my experience with it as much as people care to hear. So, what I'll do is do some kind of limited content on the Zohar, and then I think I might start another channel and just have private videos or whatever, right? But start another channel that just gives videos out to only subscribers where I go through my reading of the Zohar. And I'm going to do it over the course of all of next year. It's going to be very fun. Very cool, Alexa. I think so too. But Jack was saying that he really enjoyed Quorum. There you go, Jack. Well, I mean, whatever gets people over here to to check out the video, talk about Infinite Jest. I'm gonna put out some Infinite Jest content, let me tell you. So I've been going through the guide to the Zohar right here, and I've read this a couple of times before. This is just a wonderful little primer for reading the Zohar, the Pritzker edition of Zohar that I have up there. So I'm going through it again. And then I had found Sholom's book, a little book on just the Zohar Book of Splendor. And I haven't come in contact with these writings just on the Zohar specifically. Some of the writings on the Zohar are in the book Major Trends in Jewish Mysticism that I got up there, but not everything. Not everything that's in here, let me tell you. So I'm really looking forward to kind of touching on this a little bit and then getting into the Zohar in 2022. I'm going to go through the whole thing. If anybody is interested in this kind of reading, then you have to just email me or hit me privately, find me on Instagram, my Voxer. These kind of things are in the description box of my videos. And hit me up and we'll have a private, kind of conversation going on as we read through it. But I fully expect anybody, there's already like 2 or 3, maybe 4 guys that are on board. I fully expect 2 months into it that I'm the only person reading this thing. And surely by the end of it, I'm just going to be reading on my own. It's just how it's going to be. But I can't wait to do it. It's going to be very epic. You should do it, Steve. I'd love to see it and crap all over your comments. Do it. Yeah, right? um There are some YouTube channels devoted to Jewish mysticism for sure, and especially Kabbalah, that kind of study. So, I'm not trying to really get into that kind of thing as something that I'm going to do for the long haul, kind of going forward, but it will be something that is on the channel, maybe a video every 2 weeks or something like that, throughout all of 2022. Other than that, I'm going to be doing, all the regular booktube content as far as reviews of what I read, doing the Friday lives, for sure. I really enjoy these Fridays. These are a lot of fun. And then, do some tags for sure. Do some explorative content in different ways that I do on my playlists. And yeah, man, there are YouTube channels dedicated to literally everything. It's like YouTube University out there. For sure. So I'm really looking forward to it. Getting into the Zohar or getting into Kabbalah the way that I have has really opened my mind in so many kinds of ways. And I think it'll be really fruitful to get even deeper into that kind of thing. For sure. So, our boy Jason over there in Ireland had saw a reel that I put together on Instagram. If y'all don't follow me over there, I just kind of use Instagram to point people here. You know, my main source of content or content that I create is YouTube content, but I use the Instagram just to kind of push books. But it's fun because I can always drop Easter eggs on Instagram, and I have just as many followers on Instagram as I do on YouTube here. It's cool. It's a whole kind of community of itself, of its own. And so I drop stuff over there before here and some stuff that I don't cover here. And of course, there's a whole lot of stuff here that I don't show on the Instagram because this is the main place. But I dropped a little video, a little reel about this live tonight, and Jason Harrigan was loving some Chronicles of a Liquid Society, Umberto Eco, followed by um, Peter Ackroyd, Hawksmoor. So I had grabbed this because I just found it. That's when I just found this very cheap, so I grabbed it. Of course, if I see any Umberto Eco that I don't have at a thrift store, I'm gonna grab it like right then because $1, please. It's gonna be worth it. So I grabbed this, and then um, Hawksmoor I actually heard latest from Greg at another Bibliophile Reads. He was just here earlier. Maybe he's still here. Um, you were talking about this one, brother, and it just sounded cool. And when I saw it, I was like, yeah, I got it on clearance at Atlanta Vintage Books downtown, and then this one at a thrift store. And this is some of the later essays of Umberto Eco. Very, very cool, huh? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're easy targets, Steve. They're easy targets. So let's do it. I love it. Yeah, baby. That's right. A Litzy. A Litzy. I'm definitely down, Tyler. I'll get a Litzy. I mean, whatever works. Yeah, there you go. You're the one. You're the one, Greg. You're the one that showed me. I gotta do it. When I heard you talking, I was like, dude, I gotta read this book. And I've read some Peter Ackroyd for sure. There is a lot of work on Blake that Peter Ackroyd has done, and he actually wrote a play about Blake, which is kind of weird. I think um, to even think you could direct Blake's mannerisms, something like that, as a director. It's weird. Psychogeography. That's right. That's right. Psychogeography. Man, I love psychogeography. Alan Moore has shown me how much I love psychogeography for sure. Let's make sure we don't completely block out Infinite Jest, right? Greg knows his stuff. Hey, Lonely Bookshelf, all good. And yeah, that's why I see. I mean, I got a lot of community on both mediums, and it's really, really fun. So, all good. I had a buddy on Instagram because I really do love the Instagram community. It's great. The book community is great, guys. So I had a friend of mine on Instagram just send me a book out of the blue, and he's got mad books. He's a book collector. Yeah, I'm gonna keep them up. I'm gonna keep them up, Steve, because they're freaking beautiful, man. I've been looking. I tell you, I've really been looking for this volume for years, because I gave it away to somebody to borrow, and I was heartbroken, heartbroken on uh losing that volume. So I had an Instagram friend that just really, out of the goodness of his heart, just I didn't even expect it. He just said, "Hey man, send me your address." And we had exchanged books before, right? So if you wanted my address, you can just scroll up or whatever. But he asked me, so I gave it to him. And I was like, maybe he's sending me a book, but if you wanted to, maybe you could just have gotten it. Maybe it's something different. Who knows? And he knows how I like esoterica, right? And it just shows the kind of way that people look at esoterica and what it is. What does it mean to get into uh, modes of spirituality that are completely outside of mainstream, any type of main vein that runs through history and cultures? What if you get into veins that are deep, very, very deep, but also not widely disseminated? And that kind of thing, uh, when you look back just historically, you find these kind of movements. And some of them I love, and some of them I, don't really resonate with. But there's movements like the Unity Church, and there's movements like uh, the Christian Science, uh, popularized by Mary Baker Eddy, Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures, right? And I've never read it. From what I know, this kind of thing is a popularization of theosophy, kind of theosophical ideas, trying to make them more uh, mainstream, put them out there for the popular culture. So I can't wait, to kind of see what goes on with it. But I like theosophy, and I've read a lot of theosophical texts. So, you know, in that way, I never really have gotten into Christian Science. But my buddy, um, yeah. Nice. Very cool. The Christian Science Monitor. And so my buddy on Instagram sent me The Life of Mary Baker Eddy by Sybil Wilbur. And it's in a slipcase. It's put out by the Christian Science Publishing Society. Just out of the blue, out of nowhere. This thing is in wonderful shape. Look at this. The end papers, there's nothing. Everything is completely intact and beautiful in the way that it has been kept. There's an awesome frontispiece. Mary Baker Eddy herself. I don't know, anything about her personal life at all. Like I said, I've never really got into Christian Science as an idea at all. But I just assumed, and I kind of thought that it was um, theosophical ideas popularized. And it looks cool. It looks cool. So I'll check it out. There's a lot of illustrations. It's these kind of deckled, old school deckled edges. So maybe they were even cut, like really. So I can't really flip to a illustration really quickly. But it is a cool volume. And thank you very much, brother. C.S. Miller Books is who sent me this volume just out of kindness. And I really appreciate it because, I am interested in that kind of stuff. That's why I have Mary Baker Eddy's uh, most notable work right here. But I haven't read it. And I haven't been interested enough to really pick it up and then go after it. So it's just one of those things that I don't really know. Yeah. Yeah, I think they were Christian scientists. And dude, there's Christian science, um, buildings. I don't know if they would call it a church or a temple or a gathering place, whatever. But there's Christian Science buildings, a couple of places that I know of around Atlanta. So maybe two or three around Atlanta, and the metro area, you know? I mean, it's something, and it's something that people get into, but I never really got into the details of it to know what it was that they were really about and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I love Metallica. So I had got another couple of Losa, Mario Vargas Llosa. I don't know what it is. I keep finding more and more, and I know where even more is, and I've stopped myself from buying it because I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know if I want to read all this. I haven't read Losa to know that I, should get all of Losa's stuff. But I found this, and when you find it cheap, you just get it, right? So when I find them at a thrift store, then I'm gonna grab them. And Mario Vargas Llosa's essays, Making Waves, I found. And I'm like, I've never even heard of it. I've never even heard of shorter works by Losa at all. I think that with a author as lauded and that's awesome as Losa can get to his heights, that some works overshadow the rest of everything he does, right? So there's just a lot of things that don't get talked about because they're constantly overshadowed. So here's Making Waves, and I think it might be a telling kind of title because, he was really saying something with the kind of things that he wrote. And he's in here is a letter to Rushdie, a letter to Salman Rushdie, and there's My Son the Rastafarian, and Story of a Massacre, William Faulkner, The Sanctuary of Evil. Can't wait to read that one. Faulkner and Libertino. Can't wait to read it. I mean, just can't wait to read it. A whole essay on Doris Lessing's The Golden Notebook, an essay on Joyce's Dubliners, a whole host of essays on literature in different ways, and Simone de Beauvoir, and Hemingway, and and just a lot. There's a lot of essays to this collection, and I was super happy. Nice, fit to be read. You are making me really, really happy right now. You see, I do a live, and then you guys end up making me happy, right? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I can't wait to read it. It's gonna be really, really cool, brother. It's a beast of a book. Yeah, it's my favorite O'Connor as well, for sure. Definitely my favorite. Hey, Conrob. Very cool. Dude, Conrob, you're on, man. It's on. I mean, dude, Flannery O'Connor is fantastic. Just completely fantastic. I mean, of course, I feel like I need to, because I don't say it a lot, and I don't talk about Flannery O'Connor, I feel like a whole lot on my channel, but I kind of forget that my channel name is a Flannery O'Connor play. So I'm like, I'm good. I can just leave it like that. People know I'm an O'Connor fan for sure. It's it's amazing. I love John Huston's adaptation of Wise Blood. I really do. Um, the end, I don't know, the end just kind of doesn't hit the way that I feel it in the book to where I'm like, but the same things happen. Like it happens, but it's just the feel and what it is doesn't really like hit the way that I feel it. It's weird, but I really do love it. It's really comical, uh, and and it does what Wise Blood does very well. It does. Changes some stuff. Flanuary is on. Flanuary is on. Hey Mindy, happy Friday. Nice to see you. For sure. I love it. I love it seeing people coming by. Yeah. Oh, I bet it was. John Updike going. That's so good. It's so funny. You see this? You see this, Jack? You see that, Jack? He loves it. So, I also got Mara Vargas Llosa, The Storyteller. And this was one that I've heard about a lot. I didn't own it before, but this is one by Losa that really explores being and like and stories. And so I was really interested to get to this and to get it, but I wasn't, I have enough Losa I need to read and I want to read. So I wasn't um gonna just buy it. I was gonna hunt for it if I could find it cheap, and I did. This is a really, really cool sounding book. It's very, very short, so this is a good place you might want to start just to get a taste. Um, and I'll give you the back here. At a small gallery in Florence, a Peruvian writer stares with fascination at the photograph of a tribal storyteller deep in the jungles of the Amazon. He is overcome with an eerie sense that he actually knows the man, that the storyteller is not an Indian at all, but an old school friend of his. Saw Zuritas as recollection of Zuritas, a Jew, a perpetual outsider, flow through his mind. The winter begins to the writer begins to imagine Zuritas's transformation from a modern to a central member, the voice and the chronicler of the primitive, unacculturated Machanugra tribe. So, weaving the mysteries of identity, storytelling, and truth, Vargas Llosa has created a spellbinding tale of one man's journey from the modern world into the world of our origins, adorning one another to find meaning in both. So, um, it sounds cool. And Losa is definitely a writer that executes what he wants to execute very well. So yeah, I'm going to what I'm going to do at some point is I'm going to start reading Losa, and then I'm going to read 4 or 5 books until I get it, or I'm like kind of like I'm Losa'd out. I don't know. I don't know if his kind of stuff is stuff like that, right? Yeah, rolling at it. I love this. I love this. Oh my God. Nice. Johnny Keene has a collection of a lot of people's works and amazing people's works. I really do enjoy Johnny Keene. Um, his videos get tedious sometimes, but you can always fast forward or do whatever you want to do. I really, really enjoyed Johnny Keene as a reader. He's a great booktuber and a great asset to our community for sure. Yeah, for sure. You didn't have to clarify, Conrad. Yeah, very cool. Nah, I'm not. They don't age well. That's the main thing. And it's easy to write a dark ending, let me tell you. You know, um, emptiness, darkness, sadness, these kind of things. That is, we can keep going there until the pitch black dark, you know? But um when it comes down to it, I just don't I'm not that kind of I don't really indulge in it. I don't enjoy it, and I don't think that it's beneficial for me. I look at it as unskillful, a lot of those kind of things. So when there's a writer that is like kind of nihilistic and taking you to kind of dark places all the time, and it's really, really sad, and it's really, really something that is kind of tearing you down and keeps tearing you down and keeps tearing you down and keeps making you cry and keeps making you question why you what you even want. Do you know what you want? This guy, you know, it's hard to attribute value to that. It's hard to attribute value, even though it might be something singular and unique and irreplicatable. It's still hard in that same breath to attribute value to it. So, yeah. Yeah, right. Well, I mean, oh, I don't cherry pick with people, that's for sure. Um, there's a lot of stuff about people, and if you grab something as how you are and want to and really claim it as your own identity, then I can feel sorry for you in that kind of way. But I still will not kind of give out hope that that kind of identification will uh, change, that you'll change your mind on that identification and, yeah, disassociate or kind of deassociate with that kind of stuff. But also, there's a lot of leeway. There's a lot of space, I will say, actually. There's a lot of space between an auth a person and their art. Because when it comes down to it, a person is messy and a person is wrong, bad, every time. Every single one of us, every single one of you. A person is bad. A person is wrong. A person is, you know, and it's gonna be like that. And there's the work, though, the art, the piece of art, whatever it is that we might be talking about, the piece of art, the work itself is a, a kind of mirror or a kind of expression of that person, him or herself. And it's beautiful. Okay. I know you wasn't talking about David Foster Wallace with that, but I'm just kind of talking about art and like, the and also whether or not I mean, that's where I've been, Steve. Like for 2 weeks now, man. I can't even hardly think of much else because there's so much details of Infinite Jest, Infinite Jest, Infinite Jest every day, all day, in my head. If I wasn't doing family stuff, it was like trying to I mean, there's so much. There's so much. I'm glad I'm done with it. I am glad that I'm done with it. Let me tell you. It's so oppressive. It's so oppressive. That and Jack said it, and I think you're right about it, brother. He said, the middle 400 or 500 pages are just a mess, an unholy mess. And and they are. I mean, the time frames and how things are laid out. I never knew in relation to other things unless it was directly before or after kind of stuff. I never knew where in the timeline things were happening. I just kind of took it as I could, right? Where is Infinite Jest currently stacking in my mind alongside Jerusalem? No, no. Um, Jerusalem kicks Infinite Jest's ass all over the place, for sure. Jerusalem kicks Je- Infinite Jest's ass all over the place. Look at this. Here's the thumbnail, right? Here's the thumbnail, right? Right? I love Jerusalem. I freaking love that book. Oh my God, it's so freaking good. There you go, baby. For sure. You got it. You should read it, Corn Rob. I do. I mean, I think that Infinite Jest deserves its kind of place for what it is, but it's almost like, did it need to happen? Did we need Infinite Jest for real? Like, it is freaking nuts. It's nuts, and it's so damn sad. It's so damn sad. Unbelievably sad. I cried. I mean, I definitely cried more than once reading Infinite Jest. It sucks. It's so sad. It's unbelievably sad. Oh God. Okay, enough. See, but even though we still we can just talk about it, right? I mean, we could talk about it. Steve and I could talk about Infinite Jest for 2 hours. I could probably talk about Infinite Jest, and you could as well, Steve, for sure, for 2 hours, right? Because it's freaking nuts. There's so much to it. I mean, there is some wild, amazing stuff that David Foster Wallace did with that work, but you know, you could have trimmed down. Like, I mean, honestly, this story could have been told in 400 pages, 500 pages, right? It could have. And just as and effectively and very well, you know? But there's a lot of stuff to Infinite Jest, not just that, right? Not just its length and how oppressive it is to kind of read it because of the end notes. And then the end notes end up having footnotes on them. It's insane. It's insanity, is what it is. There's so much to it. I will say that I liked Broom of the System better, just on a first impression. Broom of the System is a hilarious book and one of the funniest books that I've ever read. I will say that I think, God, I love House of Leaves. Mindy, it's not just sad. It is the most heartbreaking members of society. That's what you meet. Yeah, right? Yeah, right? Very good. Very good, Christina. So, when I was in, I had found this and it seemed pretty cool because it's a series, it's an older series called um, Great Achievers Lives of the Physically Challenged, right? And let's see, the press is Chelsea House Publishers. This was put out in Chelsea House Publishers, New York, right? This is the first printing, and it is Flannery O'Connor, Literary Prophet of the South by Susan Ballet. Do you see this? There's this wonderful, like, watercolor style portrait of her, and it's a portrait of her picture with her sitting with Wiseblood. So when Wiseblood was uh, published, right when she was out of college, or soon after she was out of college, she finished Wiseblood, her first novel, and this was the picture that was taken, right? And somebody did this wonderful watercolor for the cover of this book. But I picked it up because I was like, this looks like a children's book, right? But this book has a wonderful little bio of Flannery O'Connor, but has every wonderful picture of Flannery. This is the picture from the cover, the photograph. Yeah, we need to do it. Hey, Conrob, when you come down to Georgia to go, you hit me up. I'm in Georgia. I'll head down to Milledgeville. We'll meet up. We'll go to Milledgeville. We'll go to the university library and visit um her library for sure. I'll be so down to do that. But pictures of her house, okay? Pictures of everything. Every picture of her peacocks and her house and her. Look at her. This is Mary Flannery O'Connor commemorating her first communion. I mean, seriously, where have you ever seen such a young picture of Flannery O'Connor? It's amazing. It's totally amazing. So Flannery O'Connor, why she's showcased in this collection is because she died early. She died an early death of lupus. So, um, they showcase her because she is this wonderful author from the South, and they call her a literary prophet of the South. Um, it's amazing what Flannery O'Connor really did. I love um another self-proclaimed prophet, William Blake. And there's a lot of affinity between Blake and Flannery O'Connor, I think. You know? Look at this one. It's just wonderful pictures. There's so many. I'm going to show even more. But everything, any picture that you have seen, any picture that you thought that's a cool picture of her, it's in this book. It's in there, you know? And some of the dust jackets for uh, first hard the first hardcover UK edition of Wise Blood, right there. Very, very cool, huh? Very cool, Jack. Have fun, brother. See you later, broski. Very, very cool. So, Wise Blood is a great book. I'd love to get on and talk about Wise Blood with, I think was it, look, there's a picture from the John Huston adaptation of Wise Blood right there. That is the actor playing Asia Hawks. That is the uh, daughter, and there is Hazel Motes, but you see him kind of from the side back, so you don't really see him. But that's Brad Dourif who plays Hazel Motes. What an amazing, amazing role that was for Brad Dourif. He really nailed it. I mean, he nailed it. Look at this one, Flannery O'Connor. Look at this. It's amazing. So I was loving to find this book and pick it up, even though, like I said, at first I looked at it and it looked like a children's book, but it is wonderful. It is totally worth it to grab. So there we go. There's my Friday, guys. Happy Friday. It's been very cool. Spend another hour with the booktube community talking some cool books, and I can't wait till January. We'll have the Flannery O'Connor Flannery O January. I'm reading The Violent Buried Away. That's what I'm doing for Flannery O'Connor uh, celebration, right? So we're gonna read The Violent Buried Away all through January, and I'm gonna start the Zohar. Before then, between now and then, I'm gonna put out content on uh, the Guide to the Zohar, these kind of things. This one especially, and maybe this one as well. Sholom's um Sholem's Zohar Book of Splendor. So I'm going to have this kind of stuff and just check it out. If you like it, then join me. If you don't, feel free to just, you know, watch my other content. But when it comes down to it, it's really, really interesting stuff. And um with my videos that I'm going to post on the channel here, I'm going to be really mindful that everybody that's watching is not reading this work. They're never going to read it. So I will just be talking about it in thematic ways and explorative ways and how it affects me, talking about my experience with a spiritual, esoteric teaching that is so deep, right? I'm going to do that, but only in a way that I'm communicating it to people that are never going to read it, ever. So it's going to be fun because it's just going to be just real kind of what it could be, what it how it gets the mind turning, what kind of uh things are going on that just really blows open thought processes, how you look at the world and things like that. So I'm looking forward to it. And there's going to be all of everything going forward, that's for sure. Very cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody do have a great weekend. It's been very cool to hang out for an hour and show everybody some of the stuff going on with me. And I'll catch you on the next live next Friday. Check it out this weekend. We'll be doing another live with another booktuber on Infinite Jest. And then next week, I got some fun stuff planned. That's for sure. It's going to be awesome. Thank you, everybody, for coming by. You're the best. Happy Friday. Bye bye.